Valves off and you'd like to freshen them up a little bit. We made a seal kit and a replacement cap and lanyard kit as well. So sometimes we just forget to screw this on and it flies off or whatever, or sometimes people tend to pull on these. They're not made to do that, but if you do, you could break it. If you do, we do have a kit to replace it. On the seal kit, we don't really anticipate having any issues here at all. But you know, when they pull off, these seals can take a set. And you know, since it's off, you might as well give it a bit of a freshen up. So we threw in the whole seal kit as well. To remove the lanyard, typically would be down there. You want it in the up position. Tab goes away from this side. Just pull on it and just rip it off. To put the new one on, we're going to turn it upside down in this orientation, over this, and down. Now keep in mind, the tab is what we want to pull up and down when we're operating it. If you use this over time, especially if it's cold, you can damage the lanyard. So avoid doing that and use the tab to operate it. So the valve's been removed to be, you know, maybe moved to your new wheels or given to a friend, or you want a longer version, or whatever the reason is. And since we have it off, maybe it's nice to give it a bit of a refresh. As you can see, after it's been on a while, these seals do take a bit of a set. It can be reused, but it's too expensive to rebuild it. So to take this thing apart, first thing is when the nut comes off, you know, we do say to use Loctite. Which means it's best to use just a little bit of heat. I mean, don't melt it. Just give it a little heat and that'll allow that Loctite to release. You know, these parts can just come on, come right off. This is a normal orientation. Keep in mind there is an O-ring here as well. And we're just gonna strip that O-ring out. I just grabbed a pair of little sharp pointy scissors right here. And just grab it, pull it out. Pull that off. Avoid gouging this, you know, with the metal, whatever it is you're using. Moving to the other side, this little circlip right here. Typically, you can just take these right off with your fingernail. Doesn't take much. Put that to the side. Pull this off. You'll see another plastic part here. Pulls right off. There you go. The thing you want to do here is, we got a couple O-rings. You can pinch and roll it off right here. In this case, it's a little easier to pull off this one here because you can roll over the other one. Takes a little fiddling. That one's off. Give it a little bit of a pinch. Now that one's off. Throw that away. And we're good to go, ready for the next. So these are the parts in the kit. You'll notice there's 3 this size and 1 larger size. This is the part the cap strikes and allows it to slide. We have an extra nut because if they get lost, they get damaged. This is the seat that goes on the bottom of this part. This is an extra circlip because sometimes they get lost as well, or maybe you primed it off, you went too far. And this is the primary seal here as well. So to rebuild, we want to check our part and make sure that we have the Loctite off. There's no scratches in here, no scratches in the bore here and here. Everything is clean. The bore on this part is clean. So this part, the one with the little ears on it, pretty simple. Just press it on, that's good to go. So to put the primary seals on, we want to roll this over. These are really stiff, so might take you a try or two. Once you get one on, just allow it to go in that gland. We want this one on first, so the next we can roll over this and then fall into this one. And you kind of pinch it, and you get it to roll on over. Fish it. And you'll see it's much easier once you get it on here. And you just keep going. And that's good. There's a little flat guy right here. This goes on the bottom, seals against this surface right here. And this is a redundant seal. These two are the primary seal. And this one helps keep the dirt away from the primary seal, you know, when salty roads or underwater or whatever it is you're doing. Right here, we want to apply a little bit of oil to these surfaces. This can be, I mean, this could be transmission fluid. You can use synthetics, you know, just don't use anything crazy that has acid in it, but most, you know, motor oil, just a little bit. We're just going to slide this on, just like that. This goes on quite easily. And that is done. So what we have left here is we have the nut, the main seal, and this. This is actually an extra one because, you know, you do have to apply some force to get on, so if you feel like you've damaged one or, I don't know, just got aggravated, when you're done with it, you get rid of it. Primary seal, as we know from the first installation, you put this on, this goes on the other side of the wheel. Extra nut, because they can get damaged removing, so if you need that, use it. Keep in mind that depending on the wheel, if you have good access to these seals and you just want to replace these outer seals from here up, you can do this on your wheel. You don't have to remove the valve.